Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and how are we doing today? We are off to an amazing start this week, the amazing start of a quarter and of our month. Things have gone quick. It is great. So, of course, we got to do our check in. We got to figure out what's going on. How are you guys doing? Have you already been at it strong? I know a lot of you have, and things are looking great. There was a, I want to mention that there was some really cool discussion on yesterday's check in, and it was really focused on this new opportunity, this new and fresh start, being at the fresh week, fresh month, and fresh quarter. And I love it. I love that a lot of you took on that mindset and took on that perspective because you're absolutely right. This is new. This is that time to reassess, reevaluate, and start over. Start with that clean slate, start fresh. And what makes it even more powerful, if you finished off last quarter really strong, you know what you're capable of for this quarter. And if you came in, squeaking in at the end, hey, you know what you can do. You know what you can accomplish, and you can take those lessons learned so you're able to be more streamlined and more proficient for this quarter. So definitely a lot of great discussion that happened, and I really love to see that. So the big thing now is why are we doing the things we do? If you saw today's post, just the normal morning post, a lot of it was talked about when we're training and what happens when training happens on our site. There's a way that the organization wants you and expects you to do things, and sometimes that does not match reality of how your employees are actually, or even your team members are actually performing that work. And I know it is very commonplace amongst many industries where at the actual ground level, very common to hear, hey, they don't want you to do it this way, but this is the way I do it, or this is the way we do it. And you really need to think about that because this could be you know two sides to the same coin, double-edged sword depending on how you want to look at it, just because you could be dealing with some very outdated policies, right? And when it comes to the trade stuff, there's a lot of that goes into that, right? OSHA and those things. So we want to make sure we're not violating any kind of laws, OSHA, anything like that. So definitely there's going to be certain ways we do things for legal and safety reasons. So we're not talking about those people who are just neglecting those or doing it wrong, violating those. That's completely different. But sometimes our employees will do things differently than how we expect because maybe our policies are very outdated. Maybe the way we expect them to do things is not as efficient or as effective as they could be, right? So we need to make sure we're looking into those things. We're looking into why an employee may be doing things a certain way. And of course, you're going to have your bad apples out there who are just taking shortcuts and not really giving you that quality of work. So I definitely want to make sure we touch all that. That it could be a multi-faced event that's going on. It's not necessarily wrong on the organization. It's not necessarily wrong on the worker. Could be a combination of both. Could be one or the other. So we really need to deep dive and look into those things of why this is happening in our organizations. And of course, if there are deficiencies, we really need to correct the deficiencies. And leaders, that means if your policies are bad or outdated, maybe it's time to adjust them. Maybe it's time to really capture a better way of doing things and capture it in writing and make the expectation that which if it is indeed better, more efficient, safer, and still provides high quality work, with high quality value. So, right, all those things that need to look into that. So, definitely want to hear your thoughts on this and what have you guys seen out there in your various industries? What worked, what hasn't worked, and definitely how do we get after this together as a team, as a collaboration to address these issues and remedy them. So, can't wait to hear from you guys. Of course, I'm always here when you need me. Just let me know what I could do to help magnify your gains, and let's get after it strong because we're going to crush this month and this quarter. All right, guys, stay good.